These are India's most haunted places. Bahama Fort, Rajasthan. You must have heard of the legend of Bahama, counted among the top 20 real haunted places in India. There is an eeriness to everything in Bahama. According to ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, tourists should avoid loitering about the fort's ruins after sunset. This is an indication of how haunted the Bahama Fort really is. The popular tale has it that Tantric Singha, a magician, fell in love with Princess Ratnavali and resorted to magic to win her over. However, the princess, upon hearing of his plans, had the magician killed. The magician thereupon cursed the residents of the fort to death and the village dwellers to remain roofless. The story is certainly intriguing, and even more fascinating are the stories of people who have been there and experienced a spookiness in the fort's aura. You should pay a visit to fort and find out how much of the story is true. Tunnel number 33, Shimla. Beyond the beauty of Shimla, the Queen of Hill stations, lies tunnel number 33. It is considered to be one of the most haunted places in Shimla and in India as well. The Kalka-Shimla route has a tunnel which lasts for over 2 minutes. As you exit, you reach Barog railway station. It is indeed a unique experience, but to be informed prior is always better. Tunnel 33 in Shimla is named after Colonel Barog, whose ghost is believed to haunt the place. In 1898, he was a railway engineer and was instructed to construct a tunnel on time. After his calculations, he ordered the laborers to start boring holes in the mountain from both sides. After an unsuccessful attempt, he was fired and fined by the government. The laborers were also furious, which depressed him, and he left humiliated. People say he shot himself out of his misery while out a walk with his dog. The dog tried to grab the attention of people, but it was too late. The colonel was buried inside this incomplete tunnel to pay homage. Dumas Beach, Gujarat. People say it used to be a Hindu burial ground and the spirits never left the region. Also, have you ever seen a beach with black sand? It is so strange. Folklore says that the black sand is due to the amount of ash created by the burning of dead and eventually getting mixed with the white sands. Once a serene beach, Dumas Beach in Gujarat has now an eerie feel to it. The surroundings are beautiful, but you can definitely sense the negativity. Locals and tourists have reported several missing cases from this area. Once a man was found dead on the beach with his tongue out, and no one really could explain the reason behind all these mishaps. Weird sounds of laughing and crying can be heard, even though there is no one on the beach. GP Block, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. There are some ghosts that love their alcoholic beverages. In GP Block in Meerut, people have observed 4 males sitting together and enjoying an alcoholic beverages or 2 in the company of a single lit candle. Initially, they were believed to be normal people enjoying a drink, but once the news of them being ghosts spread around, the people in the area were panic-stricken. The area gained immense popularity due to this. People have also cited a young girl coming out of the house wearing a red dress. The stories are as intriguing as they can be. As their veracity, there is the only way of confirming that. You must pay a visit to the place and find out if the stories circulating about the block have an element of truth in them. Karkarduma Delhi Court, Delhi. One of the spookiest places in India is the Karkarduma Delhi Court in Delhi. Numerous lawyers have experienced paranormal activities around them. The entire situation is made even scarier by the fact that the vigilance cameras installed inside the court have captured the shutting and opening of doors, files being extracted from drawers, lights blinkering in an inexplicable manner, and the appearance of a hazy figure through the walls, along with the dislocation of chairs. There is a video footage from inside the court on YouTube. It will give you chills. Ramoji Film City, Hyderabad. If you have been to Ramoji Film City in Hyderabad, you will know how huge it is. One of the most biggest film city in the country. It's also known to be quite haunted. Witnesses have reported spotlights falling off on their own, mirrors being decorated with strange marks, lightmen and other stuff being pushed around, and crew members suffering from various injuries. Several females too have had their clothes ripped off by a mystical force or being locked in rooms inexplicably. Chandan Nagar, Pune. Whenever anyone makes a mention of the most haunted places in India, Chandan Nagar in Pune always finds a mention. It's said that just over a decade ago, a girl lost her life during the construction of a building in the Chandan Nagar locality of Pune. Several people have reported seeing a young girl dressed in a blood-stained white frock holding a doll in her hand. A young girl with a doll, the image itself is reminiscent of several horror movies like Annabelle. Anyway, visit the place only if you have a strong heart. Writers Building, Kolkata. Writers Building at the BBD Square in Kolkata proves that no matter how famous a building is, it can always be haunted. It all goes back to 8th of December of 1930, when three young freedom fighters, Benoy Basu, Badal Gupta, and Dinesh Gupta, entered the writers' building and killed the brutal Inspector General, Colonel N.S. Simpson. The people who worked there are familiar with the ghost of Colonel N.S. Simpson, who they say lingers in the main building as well as the BBD Square, which has been named after the three freedom fighters. People who worked there have reported cries for help at night from the vacant rooms of the building. Dow Hill, West Bengal. Have you ever encountered a ghostly experience in the mountains? If not, you are one of the lucky ones. Tourists who have visited this hill station of Darjeeling might not know about this. Dow Hill is a lesser-known haunted place in India and has ghost fables connected to it. This place has a lot of paranormal stuff going on too. A small stretch of road in between the Dow Hill and the forest office is called the Death Road. A young headless boy has been seen by the woodcutters who walk down the road and disappear into the woods. Not just this, but people also feel like they are being followed and watched by a woman with grey clothes. Locals have also spotted a red eye staring at them too. Some people have gone mad and some even committed suicide after going into the forest. There is a haunted boys' school near the woods, which is said to be haunted as well. Locals feel a similar vibe to the forest near the school. Loud whisperings and footsteps have been heard between December to March. It is closed during this time. Bombay High Court, Mumbai. There are friendly ghosts and unfriendly ghosts. Then there are ghosts out for justice. In the Bombay High Court in Mumbai, one of the courtroom is inhabited by a ghost. Those accused in any murder trial are prevented from entering the room. Of course, it being Mumbai, the people of the state have taken it in good humor. The case proves that even courts, judges, and lawyers can catch the fancy of ghosts. Savoy Hotel, Mussoorie, Uttarakhand. If you are looking to stay at one of the most haunted hotels in India, then Savoy Hotel in Mussoorie is for you. This hotel, very beautiful otherwise, is believed to be haunted by the ghost of Lady Garnet Orme. It is said that she was murdered with strychnine, which was added to her medicine bottle. The ghost of Lady Garnet Orme is rumored to haunt the Savoy Hotel in Mussoorie, where she was murdered by adding strychnine in her medicine bottle. Years later, the doctor who was tending to her was found dead in similar circumstances. The case created a buzz and found its way to several books, including the Agatha Christie novel, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. That is why, even today, it is considered one of the most haunted hotels in India. Dagshai, Himachal Pradesh. There are good ghosts and bad ghosts, just like there are good people and bad people. In the town of Dagshai in Himachal Pradesh, an 8-month pregnant wife of British Army officer lost her life in an accident and was buried at this very spot. After her death, a marble structure of the lady and her baby, being blessed by an elf, was constructed in the graveyard. Till today, there is a popular superstition existing in the region among the wives of the Indian Army officers that visiting the grave would bless them with a baby boy. Kundanbagh, Hyderabad. The 2-story house in Kundanbagh in Hyderabad is perhaps one of the most haunted places in South India. According to the widespread story, a thief, upon entering the house, discovered the dead bodies of the 3 owners. Upon reporting the incident to the police station, forensic reports found the date to be roughly 3 months prior to the break-in. On the other hand, the neighbors have reportedly seen the mother and 2 daughters walking on the balcony and lighting the candles in the house at midnight, up to a day before the discovery of their dead bodies. Delhi Cantonment, Delhi. Spirits may not always inhabit old mansions, deserted houses, graveyards, and the like. One example of this is the Delhi Cantonment, considered to be among the most beautiful areas of Delhi. It's a beautiful place for hanging out and having a great time. As day gives way to night, the place displays its spooky side. Both locals and passers-by have reportedly seen a woman clad in a white sari asking for lifts to those who pass by. If they are denied a lift, the woman chases the vehicle at the same speed. It can be quite horrifying to think about it. Shaniwar Wada Fort, Pune. The story goes back to the times when Peshwas ruled Maharashtra. After Peshwa Baji Rao's death, his son Balaji Rao or Nana Sahib took over the Maratha Empire. He was blessed with 3 kids named Madhoro, Vishwaro, and Narayan Rao. In the Third Battle of Panipat, Balaji died and Madarao succeeded as the next king. Soon Vishwaro died and his sorrow, Madarao, died too. The youngest one, Narayan Rao, succeeded as a king at a very young age. But due to his inefficient to run an empire, his uncle Raghunath Rao took charge on his behalf. Raghunath Rao's wife, Anandibai, wanted Narayan Rao out of the picture to rule the empire. She changed the letter originally sent by Raghunath Rao for capturing him to killing him. Narayan Rao heard a group of assassins coming into his sleeping chambers. He screamed on top of his lungs and asked for help from his uncle, saying, "Kaka, Maha, Vachwa," or "Uncle, save me." But Anandibai's jealousy got Narayan Rao killed that night by the Gandhi tribe. His shrieks can be heard by visitors to date, especially on the full moon nights. Sanjay Gandhi National Park, Mumbai. Sanjay Gandhi National Park is another of the most haunted destinations in India. Visitors to this park say that there is something creepy in its surroundings. Some of them have even claimed to have come across the spirit of a lady dressed in white asking for a lift to the passers-by. Ask the guards though, and they are convinced of a spirit lurking about in the park. One must say though, that this park doesn't offer just a lovely walk. Lambi Dehar Mines, Mussoorie. Mussoorie, what a beauty! In case you haven't visited this place, you are missing out on a lot. Besides all this natural beauty, Mussoorie has some lesser-known haunted places too, from Savoy Hotel, Paritiba to Mullingar Mansion, and Lambi Dehar Mines. Back in 1990, there was a limestone mine, and more than 50,000 workers worked there. Due to safety and security issues, the workers faced luring problems and started coughing blood. Soon, they died a needless death. The mine has been shut since. After that incident, people have reported a lot of paranormal activities and the death of a lot of people. Once a helicopter crashed there. The locals have seen a witch roaming at night. Ravindra Nagar, Hyderabad. In the year 2012, Ravindra Nagar was affected by a series of suicides. It was only a matter of time before it gained a reputation for being haunted. It's believed that the series of suicides were triggered by the wrath of a goddess following the demolition of her temple. Whether or not the story is true, the locality certainly evokes fear among the people. Mr. Burton, Kota. The residents of Kota are well aware of the ghost of Major Burton, which stalks the Brij Raj Bhavan Palace, one of the spookiest destinations in India. Major Burton is believed to have lost his life during the revolt of 1857. The popular tale of it that Major Burton, along with his sons, was shot inside the palace, and today the palace is haunted by his ghost. It should come as a relief to know that the ghost does not harm anyone. During the night, however, guards have reported getting slapped in the face. Khairatabad Science College, Hyderabad. If just thinking about it is giving you chills, Imagine the students studying at Kairatabad Science College in Hyderabad. Just off the Kairatabad flyovers are the ruins of the Tarapuri building. It was once a science college, but is now a ramshackle building, and entering its premises is similar to Maut Ko Bulawa Dena or calling your death. People say, once you enter the building, you don't come back alive. Muhammad Hafiz, ex-security guard of the college, said, when the college was closed down years ago, the dead bodies used in the biology labs were not thrown away. He also added, if you happen to pass by the place after dusk, you can see skeletons walking and sparks. Mukesh Mills, Mumbai. Set up by the East Indian Company in the 1870s, Mukesh Mills was closed due to unreasonable losses in the business. Later, the building was completely burned by fire, whose origin is still unknown. It was never repaired and has been shut since. The movie crew does not prefer to work here after sunset. Some have heard strange noises and reported their things being lost. People have seen shadows, footsteps, and a sense of being constantly watched by someone. Once a movie actress got possessed and her voice completely changed. She warned the crew to get out of there as soon as possible. Another case of the Mukesh Mills involved a 10-year-old boy who has also got possessed during a shoot. He suddenly started rolling on the ground with his hands behind his back and got back normal in a matter of a few seconds. Even the watchman of this place has reported seeing someone smoking and hearing music from inside the building. House number W-3, GK, Delhi. There is nothing new about the title Total Tales of the Haunted Places in Delhi and around, but only a few daredevils dare to seek out the truth. House number W-3 in Greater Kailash was the home of an old couple, Yadu Krishnan Kaul and Madhu Kaul. They lived happily until, in 1986, their yoga guru brutally murdered them. He buried them underneath the water tank in their backyard. Eventually, the bodies decomposed, and neighbors informed the police. For days, police and the investigating team tried contacting their relatives and also sent out information through the newspaper, but nothing got into their hands. The couple was cremated and police kick-started to nab the yoga guru. The house has been abandoned since. Some locals have seen ghosts of the elderly couple around the house. Ghost hunters have not been completely successful entering these premises, as anyone who tries to enter encounters some sort of paranormal activity. Grand Paradis Towers, Mumbai. Home to some of the richest and most affluent people in Mumbai, these three iconic towers were the most expensive place to live in. Diamond merchants, businessmen all lived happily till one day an elderly couple committed suicide. Soon their son and daughter-in-law died too. The famous Grand Paradis Towers soon became infamous for the suicides. You will not believe, but these buildings have encountered 20 suicide cases since 1998. Also, out of all of the floors, the 8th floor is believed to be one of the most haunted ones. Looking for reasons, well, this mystery remains unsolved till date. Saffron BPO, Delhi. Saffron, a BPO in Gurgaon, is built on a graveyard and is one of the most haunted places in Gurgaon. It is turning our nightmare into reality. Legend says that this company had an employee called Rose. She was punctual and diligent and only worked here for a month. One fine day, after a long phone call, she went on an extended leave. After a month, her colleagues asked her landlord, but were told no girl lived there. They searched and somehow traced her family, who said that Rose had died more than 8 years ago. Of course, her colleagues were brain damaged. Donna Paula, Goa. As per the legends, it was a young girl named Paula Amaral de Souto Mayor, a relative of the Portuguese viceroy, who fell in love with a local fisherman and married him against her family's wishes. One day, Paula's husband left for the sea and never returned home. She waited for years for him to come and eventually turned to stone. Now her stone body is said to be placed in the Cabo Chapel nearby. Another lore says that the Portuguese viceroy got informed about her affair with the fisherman and he stopped her from meeting him. She resisted, cried, and one day jumped into the Arabian Sea and ended her life to be with her lover. As soon as the viceroy found out, he put an order to make a statue of Paula near the place from where she jumped and named it Donna Paula. Many locals have claimed to have seen the ghost of Donna emerging from the chapel on full moon nights wearing a shiny pearl necklace. Others claim that a pale woman comes from the sea wearing pearls and invites people to join her. The presence of two lovers has also been felt by many tourists. I pray these lingering lost souls will finally find their peace. These are the most haunted places in India.